Hi Cancer, how are you? This is Kimberly from Asgard's Turn. We're going to be looking at your current energy. I did this painting for you guys for the water signs, so Cancer, enjoy. I got a peaceful reflection out of it, a change, but we'll see with the crystals. Let's get started. Cancer. Well, Cancer. A lot of healing is on the board. You had to ground a lot of things this month, you know, that were put on the back burner. You know, you're trying to protect yourself and get back into the swing of things. I don't know what healing you were going through, but there was a significant healing. There's cycles here, so be careful of cycles, you know, repeating something with healing. So there's something that's, you know. Let's see who you're dealing with. They're guarded. They love you, but they're very guarded right now. They're keeping a distance. I guess they're observing you. There's something they know in reference to you, and it's and definitely a 4 o'clock in healing. There's a clarity to it, but there's a lower energy to it. So they know something that you're going through that's a lower energy. Let's get crystal cards. Let's see what the energy might be. This is for Cancer, please. For current energy for Cancer. The healing they're going through. Cancer, current energy, direct. Okay. You got 2, and on the bottom of the deck, you got dark kyanite. Sorry. Set strong boundaries. I'm going to take that for you. And then you got turquoise energy, which is prioritize your health. So I knew you were going through something there, and then smoky quartz, let it go. So you're trying not to worry about it. Maybe you're changing a regimen or something to do with your health. Maybe you're recognizing that you need the change as well. Let's see what the person you're dealing with. The person Cancer is dealing with. Can I have to? Okay. Lemurian quartz. You know, they practice a lot of patience with you. And I felt that too. And Rocheosite. It is remember your worth. So, like, I knew they were putting up boundaries with you. Can I have one more on the boundaries that they're putting up? They got clarity in something as well. And they could be rigid and they could be soft at the same time. Yeah, rainbow. You know, they act within first, you know. They think about something and then they express it to you. They're just not speaking like they normally would. They're quiet, if you would. Can I have the energy between Cancer and the energy they're dealing with? Cancer. Labradorite. I love that crystal. And see the magic. So there's something that you witnessed. Hold on one moment. Okay, thank you for holding. So they see the magic. They see the change in something that you did. They were shocked with it as well. 2 more for the energies between Cancer and who they're dealing with for current energies. Red Jasper. Take action. So they were impressed that you took action on something. And then you and the opposite didn't expect it. Normally they were soft and then they came out with a true color energy. Yeah, negate. This person spoke the truth, which kind of made you pull back a little bit. Let's see what's going on with Cancer here. Yeah, you got a message, 45. You know what had to change in order to be stable. Can I have one more on that message? You're very protected. Yeah, you got a message about yourself. Something you're doing within your healing, you know, something to do about your health here is here. Letting something go is here. Let's see whoever you're dealing with. Well, you know, they have a sense of belonging with you, you know, in the beginning of something, and then they make a choice. They make a choice to go backwards. You know, that's what they don't want to do. Yeah, they lost a fragment, you know, dealing with something with you, you know. There was a lot of focus on negative. You know, let's focus just on the negative. So whoever you're dealing with is focused on the negative, and you're in, you know, I think you realize why. Yeah, groove. Something that didn't go smooth, you know, something that just wasn't set right at 21. It was the choices. Energy between you. There's an oath there that's, in the truth, I think there'll always be love here, but there is and was a separation. What's the oath there between them, please? The oath. Not to move that way again, you know, not to make a movement, not to move that way again. That's what I feel with blocks. Let's get a smaller breakdown. On the bottom of the deck, we have denial. So I wonder who's in denial. Let's see the focus. What are they focused on dealing with Cancer? What are they focused on? A tower. Sadness. And thinking that it's not going to smooth out. That something is not going to change within you. There will be no movement. The oath is questionable in the root chakra. And I think that's where the harshness came out with the rainbow energy as well. Let's see your aspect. You don't want to work on it either. You know, you put your all into it. There's something that you're happy with, you know, and you don't say nothing. So secretly you want to work on something, but you don't say nothing to clear it up. They express, you don't. Why is the High Priestess here? Yeah, you don't want to plant anything else, and you're making a choice not to. You're ignoring it in denial. So it's you. It's a choice you made. They realized this, and they begun, you know what I mean? Slowly but surely, they realized this. One more for them. Yeah, you know, they want an apology, I think, you know, or vice versa, but I really think they want an apology from you. And they're waiting for it. And you seem to leave it out. You get real quiet when they bring something up. And Cancers will do that. They're known for that, you know, because they're going through some healing. They'll heal first. They'll diagnose what they want to plant. Then they'll make a choice. I want one more on that energy for Cancer. One more on this energy of lovers for Cancer. You have pink opal. You're being kind to yourself. And on the back is malachite. You know, and it's time to transform something. That's what that means. Let's see a breakdown for Cancer's energy, please. Can I have Cancer first? The energy. You have stability reversed. There's something of a flow that has stopped. Can I have another one? There's no action, Mars. You know, the passion has kind of died down. You know, the honeymoon is over type thing. And decisions were made. And you're sticking to them. Let's see how they feel. Well, they're in a north node. They have faith, they have finished cycles, they have an elevation to them. They find a new life path. They have a destiny to them. They have challenges and rewards, and you're looking at that. They're in their destiny in their north node. You feel like this is not part of it. There's a reunion here. Maybe letting go of control, but the abundance is upside down. So there's something that stops it. What is that? Illusions, confusions, and karma. Balance. So, I have one more on that. How they both feel about that. Toxicity. So there's a balance of karma here. This could be a karmic relationship. This could be a twin flame. What's the waiting card for? Watching. Seeing if there's an opportunity for the separation. But you both doubt it. You feel it wouldn't last. A one-night stand energy. It wouldn't last in the separation. If yours was to reunite, And I don't know whose feeling that is. I didn't ask if it was Cancer. I didn't ask if it was who they were dealing with either. Let's see how you feel. Yeah. Your illusions. And how they feel is the karma. They think they did something wrong in a way. So they feel maybe they don't want to go down the path that you're on of illusions, so they change the destiny. Yeah. And they concentrate on family. Family again. If you look at all these sequences in current energy from all of the signs that I'm doing, family rears its head. So this cycle's complete. There's good memories and then there's bad memories, but you'll always protect each other. You'll always be like I guess it was promised that you would remain friends. There's a belief system that you would always remain friends, and you trust in that closed book. One more on how any advice that Cancer can take. It's in the past. Let it go. Top card. I think I like the way the relationship, the oath that you've made to remain friends, takes a lot more strength than to just say, oh, we were in a relationship, let's just go our own separate ways and I can't stand you. That's not the case. It's still working with it. That's why I think karmic and balance has been done. It's treated like a family. Even through the illusions, you're still there. There's trust in the belief system that this is a worthy friendship after all the toxicity which just spit on the floor. There's a bond here. Contract, if you would. And there's loss. Cancer, I think you're wounded, you're going through something, I think trust was questions. You were confused about trust issues. Maybe some family issues that had to come in. There was an oath of a friendship in the past that may have been a loss because of some actions that were taken, because actions on the board with Garnet. It's a hard reading. But you learn through everything you do. Towers happen for a reason. Let's get a better look at what can you positively take with this reading, please. Wow, the energy just filled the cards. You got blue calcite, calm communication. Blue calcite promotes calm and clear communication. It aligns with the throat chakra, encouraging self-expression and reducing anxiety. The stone fosters mental clarity and serenity. And the affirmation is, I communicate with clarity and calmness. I communicate with clarity and calmness. See, so you needed it. I communicate with clarity and calmness. I communicate with clarity and calmness. So you're trying to remain calm with it. You're having trouble communicating. When they bring up something, I just want to say that you leave it. You don't say nothing. And that's where the woundedness comes in. Pyrite Sun attracts abundance and boosts confidence. It enhances creativity, vitality, and self-assuredness. The crystal's energy aligns with the solar plexus and promoting empowerment. So there's something that you're going to heal over. You're going to take some courage to do it. And I really like that. And I'm going to give one to the person that you're dealing with. Be kind to yourself. That's, definitely watch your health first. I mean, that's what it's saying first, foremost. This is for whoever Cancer's dealing with. Can I have an affirmation card for them? Can I have one affirmation card for them? Hold. Emotional healing connection. Alanisite, also known as stitchnite or serpentine. It's a releasing of. Fosters emotional healing and connection. It aligns with the heart chakra, promoting love, forgiveness, and emotional well-being. This crystal supports inner peace and self-compassion. I open my heart to healing and connection. And underneath that, I am calm and amidst change. So, Lepidolite. And you're both protected with the tiger's eye on the bottom. I want to read this one for you guys, okay? Lepidolite promotes calm during times of transition. It relieves stress, anxiety, and insomnia. This crystal also supports emotional healing and balance, encouraging inner peace. So there's a peacefulness here. There's so much that you just went through, but the overall of it, the way karma works is that it ended with a peacefulness and a lot of lessons. A lot of reflections like I felt in the painting that I did yesterday. So I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I did. It was very detailed, but it was so beautiful at the same time. So thank you, Cancer, for allowing me to read for you, and I'll see you soon. Take care.